Greetings. I am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries. Welcome back, current subscribers, new subscribers, and those of you who are here for the very first time. Welcome. For today's video, we are going to be talking about Wade Wilson. He happens to be the topic of discussion for a lot of people here on YouTube lately. He is due to be sentenced, I think, in the next couple of days for the unaliving of 2 women in Florida. Now, please excuse my voice. I'm sorry, y'all. Now, the jury has found him guilty for these 2 unalivings, and they have recommended the death penalty. However, the judge has the ultimate decision. So here I am thinking that the judge is going to do what the judge is supposed to do, and that's judge. Well, now it seems here, while we're counting down the clock before Judgment Day, the judge has allowed for Wade Wilson to have a CAT scan. There's supposed to be some sort of brain damage or brain injury that he has suffered. And I guess this, I don't know if they're trying to say is what might have caused him to do these unalivings. I really don't know what it is they're trying to say, because let him tell it. This only happened because he was on drugs. So I don't know. Am I going to believe him? Am I going to believe the phone calls I've heard thus far? Or am I going to let a machine make the decision? I don't know. I'm pretty much going to go with what came out of his mouth. Because you see, even if he's saying, oh, the substances made me do it. What made you confess to your father? What made you admit it to the police? What was in your system then? Because certainly enough time had lapsed, at least when you talked to the police, where you would have not had these substances in your system, or at least when you had that one jail call with your father where, in case you can't remember, you ran her over 100 times, as you said. So I don't know. This, if you can't tell, is really pissing me off. So should everybody have this opportunity? Oh, dear judge, before you make your decision, please let me have a CAT scan, sir, so we could see. Was I crazy? Was it drugs? Or am I just evil? I don't know. I mean, it's almost getting so where we should just flip a coin. And if we are going to afford that to Wade Wilson, is it going to be afforded to all of the criminals? I say everybody who is facing the death penalty should be able to have a CAT scan, MRI, hypnosis, whatever, just to make their life easier. And forget about those victims, poor things. And I think this even pisses me off the most. Now, y'all know how I am with names, so I can't remember off the top of my head, but just a week or 2 ago, a young man who is autistic, who everyone knows is autistic, and was in school being taught by teachers who were trained to deal with that type of student. He got angry, I think over a game or something, and attacked a teacher. Now, that's unfortunate, but I can say this child is autistic and I think has some other disabilities as well. Yet he was sentenced to, I think he got 5 years But why not just let him go free? If we're giving Wade Wilson the benefit of the doubt as to whether or not he's truly responsible for the horrific crimes that he committed, then, why not let this guy, go free? Send him to bed without his dinner or something like that. If this is what the criminal justice system is doing nowadays. The only other thing or observation I can make is he's a young black man and Wade Wilson is a white man. That's the only thing I could think of, that he's being offered this opportunity to save himself. And I know I'm being a little bit dramatic and a little bit sarcastic, but think about it. Just think about it. Look at what this man has done. And he's getting still, a jury of his peers has found him guilty. And he is still getting the benefit of doubt. Not to mention the fact that this man was able to have not just a GoFundMe, but a Fundly account. Now, myself and a few other people who just weren't going to stand for it got that GoFundMe shut down. But the Fundly account, as far as I know, is still a go with over $62,000 in it. So not only are people writing letters to judges, friending him through the kiosk, putting money on his books, paying for future defense, all of these things. Now we're trying to distance him from his crimes. That's what I call it. I mean, why don't we do justice by saying, oops, my bad, won't do it again, let me go free? Why don't we just do that? Because essentially that's what we are doing. And I really feel bad for the victims' families, because they had to hear what happened, I'm sure sitting in court, what happened to their daughters. They had to then sit and say, okay, this man is found guilty. So now they receive another slap in the face because the judge doesn't want to or wants to give him every opportunity to prove that, hey, there was something wrong with me when I did this crime. Anything, drugs, brain injury, something. So while we are allowing Wade to have all of the legal opportunities that other defendants, and by other I mean black, don't get, we're allowing him to have Zuzus, Wham Whams, visits, all kinds of things. Why don't we just let him go? Just let him walk the earth. Let him kill your daughter, Judge. Let him unalive, defense attorney. Let him unalive your child. Let's let him go. Let him go. Let him go. He didn't mean it. He'll never do it again.
Wade Wilson, the man convicted of murdering 2 Cape Coral women, will have his brain scanned before his sentencing next week. I'm Fox 4's Alex Orenchuk, and I was in court on Tuesday when a judge signed off on those scans. Wilson's attorney, Lee Hollander, argued Wilson should be able to have his brain examined with MRI tests and a CT scan. Hollander said that a doctor found signs that Wilson might have brain damage, and he wants to know for sure before the judge decides how Wilson will be punished.
Based on a report by Dr. Rubino, he recommended, well, first off, he found evidence indicating, possibly indicating traumatic brain injury.
Without objection from the state, Judge Thompson granted the motion. The Lee County Sheriff's Office will escort Wilson to the testing. The location and time of the testing are being kept secret for security purposes. Wilson was convicted on June 12th for the murders of 35-year-old Christine Melton and 43-year-old Diane Ruiz. The results of his brain scan will be received before his sentencing next Tuesday. At Wilson's sentencing, Judge Thompson will decide whether to move forward with a jury's death penalty recommendation or give Wilson life in prison.